Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming to our virtual program today, the Small Business Administration 101 Programs and Services Workshop. I'm Kevin. I'm our Digital Services Librarian, and you can find all of our programs, virtual and in person, in our program guide, the 19, available at all of our branches and on our website. And let me introduce Brandon from the U.S. Small Business Administration. Hello.
Hello, hello.
And yeah, we'll just get right into it.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, I usually have a sports coat on as well as a tie. However, I'm in the parking lot of my daughter's school, so I needed to maneuver out of there because, of course, we're getting in this portion of going back to school. So, forgive me for my fashion faux pas. However, I am Brandon Adolph. I'm the Outreach and Marketing Specialist for the United States Small Business Administration's Michigan District Office. And let me jump into it. Oh, shameless plug. If on the 27th at the Flint Public Library, Genesee Economic Network will be having its monthly event where small businesses can come in and talk directly to myself and other individuals in the ecosystem to help small business individuals be successful. I would highly encourage that you look up Genesee, or I know they still go by the Flint Genesee group, uh, but I would say look into that so you can come be a part of it. So, without further ado, let me tell you about what the SBA offers. We cover the entire state of Michigan. As you can see, my area is the UP, the Northern Lower, in the pink, and then I have Washtenaw, Genesee, and Oakland in Lake County. So I was just telling Kevin I was in West Branch yesterday doing an event, and I've been all over the map. I was in Oakland 2 days ago, and I'm getting ready to go back to the Northern Lower Peninsula as well and get ready for my annual UP trip. So whatever that, anywhere that you are in the state, we will help. I didn't change this. It's actually our 73rd birthday. It was actually July 30th, and I grabbed the wrong slide for this. But we've been in business since 1953, July 30th, and we've been helping businesses for over 7 decades to start, grow, expand, and recover. And that's our mission, to help you wherever you may be in your business to be successful. And we do that by a number of ways, but our resource partner network, why is it jumping? I didn't hit that. Our resource partner network is 1,400 partners nationwide. And with our partners, we can help you whether you're in your ideation stage or you've been in business for over 20 years. We want to make sure that we can get you wherever you are in your business journey for you to be successful. So we do that. And I didn't have my slide in here to tell you about 3 C's and a D, but the first C is the free counseling that we offer through business organizations like the National Organization of SCORE. They're retired and current business owners and executives that want to impart their knowledge upon your next class of small business owner, which is you. And they do that in a variety of ways, meaning that they have webinars, they do in-person events, but they will sign you up. Well, you will sign up, I should say, through their website to have a mentor for the life of your business. So if you're in IT, if you need retail sales, if you're in food and restaurants, they can help you, and their national network can get you further help if you need someone for websites. The SBDC, they're actually on Kettering's campus in Flint, and they do a number of things. They can help you with SBA and non-SBA backed loans. They do market research free of charge, where the other SCORE are mentors. These are consultants and are paid, but they're not paid by you. This is also a free service as well. So again, with their affiliation to the universities and community colleges around the state of Michigan, they will do market research free or for you and your company. They also do websites and social media audits to check and see if your actual audience is uh, receiving the messaging that you are putting out there. They also have a tech team for those that are in technology based businesses, and they also have a grow team, and that particular grow team is for those that have revenue about $750,000 and want to eclipse the $1 million mark, as well as employees between 6 to 8 employees. One thing that I like to share with you, they do business plans, marketing plans. They can help you figure out how to fill out your paperwork for your business structure. They also have a competitive analysis tool called Vertical IQ to make sure that you are situated properly in the industry in which you're in. We have 2 women's business centers in the state. The closest to Flint and the Genesee County area would be Great Lakes Women's Business Council. They actually will do things virtually only outside of the Wayne and Southern, Macomb and Oakland counties. But this particular Great Lakes Women's Business Council is an all-woman consulting staff. While they'll help men, they're geared to help women succeed in business with programs for males and females called Launch You, because they want to launch your business. And they also have a women's business certification, enterprise certification, that once you get that certification, which there is a cost tied to that, you can do business with Meyer, Kroger, the NFL, NBA, so on and so forth. So it is very advantageous for you to work with them. Also, Vet Biz Central, any veterans on the call and receiving this information, for you and the spouse that you have, in some cases, if your children are tied to the business, Abron and his team out of at Mott Community College, they cover the entire state of Michigan and Indiana, but they're at Mott College. They can help you with your business with their program called Boots to Business. Whether you're deployed or you've returned to civilian life, they can help you with any aspect with their 1-day entrepreneurial training program called Boots to Business. That will tell you about business structure, how to find funding, how to market your business, how to buy a business, and they're very good at what they do. And the majority of the staff over there, they are retired military. So he's Navy, and he'll let you know about it. Office of Manufacturing and Trade. Through the Trump administration, our initiative has been capital access for small businesses, as well as manufacturing. So reshoring and onshoring, because the supply chain was affected heavily during COVID. We want to make sure that through our onshoring portal, you can find qualified producers, suppliers, and manufacturers instead of looking to Mexico or looking towards Canada to get those pieces that you need for your business. You can find someone in Ohio, or you may be able to find someone down the street on Saginaw. So this is very good, and we have a qualified finance manager who has been doing this for 18 years to help you to get your business abroad or get your manufacturing back to the United States. Speaking of which, we only have 3 grants. A lot of people see things on the internet and TikTok and Facebook, what have you, and they want grants, and they call us. So if you don't fall into these 3 buckets, we don't have a grant for you. And they are as follows. STEP is through the MEDC, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, and they provide funding for businesses to reimburse their lodging and travel expenses when they're trying to take their business abroad. Prime is for micro nonprofit organizations to get that support for technical assistance when helping businesses that help small businesses. And then SBIR and STTR is for research and development for new technology being introduced to the marketplace. So if your business doesn't fall in that particular realm, then we don't have grants for you. However, if you go to grants.gov, you can search through all of the grants that the government puts up and lists and see if there's one right for you. So that was the first C, the free counseling that we offer. The second C is the access to capital. Everyone needs capital infusion into their business because many of you start your business, you're doing things by yourself, you're maxing out your credit cards. We want to make sure that we can put funding into your hands so you can grow and succeed. Now, let's clarify some things. The SBA does have requirements for you to get SBA backed funding, but one of the biggest misconceptions is that the SBA gives the money directly to the business. We do not. We sell that funding to banks and banks, credit unions, and CDFIs, and which are community financial development institutions, and they get that money into your hands. What we do is we give them a guarantee between 50 and 90%, so it lowers the risk for the bank to get to you. 99% of the institutions in the state of Michigan will use our particular loan packages. So that will be DORT, that will be ELGA. I could go on and on. Metro Community, shouts out to them, that will use this funding to get into your hands. So the eligibility, you must be a for-profit business. You must have a business plan with projections. You must be a U.S. citizen. You must have your taxes at a minimum of 3 years. If you're a startup, you want to have your taxes at a minimum of 3 years. If you're an existing business, it's going to be your business and personal taxes at a minimum of 3 years. And we tell people because whether it's Huntington or whether it's ELGA, they know our SBA-backed products. It's just if they choose to use them or not. But we want you to start with wherever you're doing your business banking and talk to that commercial lender because they know you. Let's talk a little bit about the loans. There are so many things that fall under the 7A, but for the standard 7A, it's up to $5 million. You can do working capital, equipment, you can purchase a business, you can build a building, you can do inventory. The interest rate on that, there's different parameters to it. It will always start with prime, which is 6.75 right now. But depending on the amount that you would receive, so for instance, if you wanted a loan $350,000 and $1 and above, it would be prime plus 3. So that would be 975 on the interest rate. And the interest rate goes up the lower amount that you take out. Then we have the 504 loans through one of the 3 CDCs in the state of Michigan. So CDC stands for Certified Development Company. So you have Oakland County Business Finance, you have Michigan CDC, and Great Lakes Commercial Finance. They work with you to get that 504 loan into your hands. And excuse me if you guys hear the kids in the background because I said I was in the parking lot. But that's how flexible and nimble I am. However, 504, it's advantageous to you as a business because you only have to put down as little as 10%. One of the 3 CDCs I previously mentioned will put up 40% of the deal, as well as they will find a lender, a Huntington, a PNC, a Dort Financial, and they will put up the remaining 50% of the deal to help you with your business. This particular loan is for staffing to increase jobs. It is for expansion of your current brick and mortar. So if you want to add square footage to your warehouse or your restaurant, this would be for that. And it's for fixed assets and heavy equipment lasting longer than 10 years. The interest rates on these are all below 6.3 right now. And you can also do a capital stack, meaning that you can combine both of these loans and cumulative, you can get up to 10 million for both of them. So that is, startups can get, and I forgot to tell you, credit score. Usually these institutions are looking for credit score 680 and above. So if you are a startup, you want to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row when you sit down and talk to that commercial lender. The Mark loan, manufacturing access for revolving credit. This is another subset of a 7A loan. It's for next codes 31 through 33. If you don't know what your next codes are, that's the North American Industry Classification System. You can Google that and you can put in your business to find if your next codes, or you can look on your tax return on the top right hand corner to see if what your next codes are. But this is pretty much a 20-year loan. This is the first 10 is a revolving credit loan, and the last 10 are a term loan. All the fees for this particular loan are waived right now. And again, it's like 7A, so the interest rate works the same, as well as the amount up to $5 million is also the same. And we found a lot of gaps, again, for bringing manufacturing back to the United States. So this is why this was created. Very quickly, because I didn't have it listed in here, we have another 7A. It's called the International Trade Loan. One is called the Made in America. It's for exporting. It's for groceries, like grocery creation, as well as direct exporting and indirect exporting. So indirect exporting would be you make a component that goes into a finished product that is going to be exported. And the grocery guarantee is so many different next codes that I'm gonna just be honest with you, I'm not going to remember them, and I'm not even going to try. But I have a sheet if you want to have that. But it's for those that have frozen warehouses and transportation, farming of nuts and berries and other type of food. Also, grocery stores and retailers. That one, in both of them are up to $5 million as well, and they are very advantageous. If you don't have that credit score of 680 and you need help through a CDFI, which Metro Community is, Venture North, Michigan Women Forward, I can name several others. They have microloans from $500 to $50,000, and some of them have the community advantage from $50,000 to $350,000. So microloans are 7%, which is lower than your credit card interest, and community advantage is 10%. So you can do the same thing with the community advantages you can do with the standard 7A. However, microloans, you can't buy a building or build a building with that, but you can get your equipment and your inventory and things of that nature. And they also look beyond, those CDFIs look beyond your credit score, because they want to know why your credit score is like that and how they can help build your credit and get you traditional lending ready. If you're ready and you have your business plan, you have your taxes, you have all of your information, you can go to our lender match and put your information in, business information, contact information, and the loan amount that you require. And lenders from across the United States will opt into a list to do business with you. Now, you won't see that list, but those lenders will start to contact you. If you have or receive more than 3 lenders calling you, only, I would say, reduce the list to 3, because they're all going to do hard inquiries into your credit, which will reduce your credit score, making you less attractive to get that funding that you require. So that was the second, access to capital. This is the D, because I like to break it up just for a little bit. If you're not prepared, go to sba.gov/prepare, and you can assess your risk, create your plan, and enact that plan in the event that something adverse happens. So whether that's a tornado, whether that's a flood, whether that's ice storm, or what have you, we can get some direct funding into you and into your business. And how do we do that? At sba.gov/disaster, when there's a disaster declaration from the president or the SBA, and FEMA and the insurance won't cover your business or home, we can come with low interest loans, which are, I believe the interest is about 4%. Renters can access up to 200,000, homeowners 500,000, and businesses up to 2 million to replace the contents of the home. Oh, sorry about that. To replace the contents of the home. Now, again, these are for profit and nonprofits, and they come directly from the SBA. And I would urge you to always stay on top of your particular loan if you're trying to get an SBA COVID, or I mean, not SBA COVID, but an SBA disaster loan, because we have a lot of individuals going right now that are going through those issues that forgot about the loans. And once it's charged off the Treasury, we can't do anything about it. So that's the D. The last C, $700 billion in government spending for goods and services annually, and we want you to get a piece of that contract and a piece of those pies. So we have set asides that are directly for these 4 certifications, which are free. You go to sam.gov, you fill out that profile, you get your next codes if you don't know them, and then you can go to certifications.sba.gov, and there you will find that you can apply for these particular certifications. And when you do, if the system sees that you are eligible for the others, they'll grant you all of them for free. Now, 8A Business Development Program. It's a 9-year program. First 4 years developmental, last 5 transitional. You must be in business 2 years and have contacts with government agencies to get in this particular program. You do need to write a statement of disadvantage showing that you've had some type of disadvantage in business that hindered you from being successful. Hub Zone, historically underutilized business zone. It is for places of low income and high unemployment in rural and urban areas. We have a map at sba.gov/hub zone map, and you can put your address in to see if you're eligible or ineligible. WASB, 51% owned and operated by 1 or more women. So that's woman-owned small business. And the ED WASB is just economically disadvantaged, meaning that it's a revenue that you can eclipse to get that particular certification. But we've created this to make this the playing field level for women in government contracting. There are no pass-throughs, meaning that your husband, boyfriend, brother, cousin, nephew, uncle, whomever, your friend Tony from around the corner, he can't operate the business and you're the face. You have to be actually in the business operating at 51% ownership or higher. For the vets, we have service disabled, veteran-owned small business, and veteran-owned small business. 51% owned and operated by 1 or more vets. So again, many of the veterans that have been on deployment and they return home, they've noticed gaps that can be used for the armed services or just in civilian life. And they start their company and there's these contracts set aside just for you. Just a quick example. We have a veteran mobile veterinarian out in Kalamazoo who has all 4 of these certifications. She's a retired Army major. So when the Army or the Navy calls about any of their dogs, birds, what else? Horses, she services them and she gets paid because she has that contract. There's a lot of different contracts out there to search and find out if they're applicable to your business. And how you go about that is the Apex Accelerator, which is also a part of Flint Genesee Group or Genesee Economic Network. They can help you with federal, state, and local procurement offices to figure out if your business would be applicable to government contracting. They also have the Dynamic Small Business Search, which is to see if the government is purchasing what you're selling. They can also help you with your sam.gov profile, the other procurement websites. They can also help you with your capability statement, which is your resume marketing to the government. And some of them even do matchmaking to put you in front of the Department of Justice, the Department of Energy, the Air Force, etc. So you can make those particular connections. However, any contract over $700,000, a prime contractor needs a sub. So if you ran into or met a prime contractor, they have to sub that extra portion of that contract out. And that's how you can build your business working with the government as well. This is how you stay in contact with us. We have our newsletter. I would say follow us on LinkedIn because I personally put things on there that is pertinent to small businesses. You can email me, you can call me, and you can check our website. And is there any questions, comments, concerns, anything for the good of the cause?
If you have any questions, you can put them in the YouTube chat or in the Facebook comments, and yeah, we'll respond to any that come through. But sounds like a ton of great resources and grants, loans, other information, a connection with government contracts. There's a lot out there.
Absolutely, Kevin. So yes, it's fantastic. If anyone is on the line, because I can't see who's in and who isn't. Not only am I going to plug the Genesee Economic Network, I'm also going to plug next month, September 15th, between 1 and 4, if you have a manufacturing company, and I'm not going to dissuade anyone from coming, but I'm doing a manufacturing speed dating event. So in essence, what I'm doing is I'm bringing lenders and resource partners to Mott Community College to sit down with small businesses, and you can talk and build those relationships with lenders to find out what their requirements are, because lenders can massage certain things to do deals with small businesses. And we'll also have the resource partners in there, SCORE, as well as SBDC, some others in there. So you can sit down and talk to see if you need to help your business or to find out what you need to help your business flourish. So that's September 15th, Tuesday, September 15th, 2026, between 1 and 4 p.m. at Mott Community College. If you go to sba.gov/MI, it will be on our calendar. It will be on our LinkedIn. I'm pretty sure that Jen is pushing it right now because I just talked to their manager earlier this morning and she said she was. So I take her for her word. But no, she's a very good person, so she is. But thank you for listening to me, and thank you for allowing me to come to you live and direct from a parking lot. And when I tell you I'm in the parking lot, look, can I take off my, where's the camera? Settings, video and audio. Okay. None. I'm in the parking lot. So you all take care and have a wonderful day.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for all the information.
Thanks, Kevin. You all take care.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.